Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is March 26th, 2023. So today is the 18th. Actually, no, it's actually been more. It's been 28 years since the death of Eazy-E. 28 years. And, people asking me to do a video about it. I did a blog post and I also posted something on Instagram if you guys saw it. But people want me to do the video, so I went back because I never covered the death of Eazy-E, so I was able to find a couple of things. But I guarantee you, there's a lot more to this ritual that I didn't catch. But I think we have enough just to see exactly what really happened to this rapper. And if you guys remember, Eazy-E, he was a big time rapper. I think he was probably the biggest rapper at that time. They did have the Tupac and Biggies of the world, but I think this was definitely, if he wasn't the biggest rapper at that time, he was definitely the most controversial by far. This guy was making songs dissing the police. Of course, they say he died from AIDS. He's the founder, I guess, supposedly he's known as the founder of gangster rap. So I guess, Tupac and Biggie, I guess, learned from him, they can say, right? So this is why I think he was bigger than Biggie and Pac, if he was the one that came up with gangster rap. Because that's what Biggie and Tupac rapped about, the gangster lifestyle. So this is the LA Times headline the day after he died. It says here that rap singer Eazy-E dies of AIDS at 31. The founder of Ruthless Records, which equals 201, we'll talk about that in a second, helped popularize the gangster style with the group NWA and later became a top-selling solo artist. And again, this came out on the 86th day of the year, in the year 95. Of course, Blood Sacrifice and Human Sacrifice are both 86. He died a day before, right, on 26/3, like 263, the 56 prime number. And we know 56 connects to the Jesuits, right? Society of Jesus equals 56. But let's just read one paragraph, and then we'll get into the numbers, and then we'll do some live decoding. Because like I said, I guarantee you this is definitely deeper than the stuff that I was able to notice. I was able to find a lot, but again, this was Eazy-E. This is just like doing a decode on Tupac and Biggie. It'll last for days. Those are big names, and big names come with a lot of stuff. So Eric Wright, which was his government name, who has the controversial rapper and music entrepreneur, Eazy helped to put both gangster rap style and Compton on the pop culture map, died Sunday night at the Cedar-Sinai Medical Center of complications of AIDS. He was actually 30, even though the headlines are saying he was 31. He was turning 31 that year, though. He was in his 31st year of life, but he was actually 30. He died at the age of 30. Of course, AIDS is 30. The term slavery, the N-word, is 30. This is the rapper that died 30 days after being diagnosed with AIDS as well. So, his parents, Kathy and Richard Wright, and his new wife, Tamika Wood, were with him when he died in the intensive care unit more than 2 hours after a collapsed lung brought on heart problems, said his physician, Dr. William Young, who had been treating Wright since the rapper was diagnosed as having AIDS last month. Also nearby was Wright's personal security representative from the Fruit of Islam, the security arm of the Nation of Islam. As many as 4 Fruit of Islam members had stood watch at a time near Wright, according to a hospital spokeswoman, Paula Correa, who added that celebrities often provide their own security details. Okay, so he had his Nation of Islam boys as the security at his hospital bed, I guess. So death from AIDS, the age of 30. And, there's a lot more to this article, but, we can probably look at let's read this. So Wright had been hospitalized since February 24th. which is important. Very, very important date. I remember that's the day that Kobe Memorial was held in Los Angeles as well, 2/24. It was only then he said in a statement that he learned he had AIDS. So he learned he had AIDS on February 24th. I should have did more digging. How many days after his birthday was that? I'll look at that at the end. But like I said, he died 30 days after February 24th. Like AIDS equals 30. Slavery equals 30. The N-word equals 30. He did not reveal how he contracted the disease, but acknowledged numerous sexual partners and had 7 children with 6 different women. In the hospital, he married Wood, with whom he had a 1-year-old son. It's funny. So that means he had unprotected sex with this woman. And yes, she didn't get AIDS. And who knows how many times he had sex with this woman. Tamika Wood, who was by his bedside the day he died, right? They have a child together. Guy has AIDS, and yes, she comes out healthy. It was strange. I thought AIDS was, a very contagious disease, but I guess not. I've heard people say that they don't believe that AIDS actually existed. I mean, I don't know. I've heard of people dying from AIDS in real life, but who knows? Maybe they died from something else, and they were told that they died from AIDS. Who knows? But we'll never know. But what we will know and notice after this video is over is that Eazy-E probably did not die from AIDS. This man was murdered. Now I can't say that same thing about every other person that's supposed to be died from AIDS. But I know Eazy-E did not die from AIDS. Okay, that was a cover up, clearly. And look at this. This is what really proves it. If you've been following the word issue, you should know all about the number 201 and how often it shows up around suspicious celebrity deaths. And Eazy-E is another example. Look, notice he was born September 7th, died on the 201st day of his age. And he was the owner of Ruthless Records, which equals 201, just like the Jesuit order, just like Order of Illuminati. That is the number. And I don't think it's a coincidence. The guy from Ruthless Records died on his 201st day of his age. And keep in mind, like I said in the beginning of the video, he died on 26/3, like 263, the 56 prime number. And notice his birthday can be written 7/9, right? Society of Jesus, 56 and 79. This was a Jesuit pawn put on the mainstream stage to promote the gangster culture. So, the people that live in these urban neighborhoods that look like Eazy-E can copy his style and, dedicate their life to committing crime and throw their life away eventually because they'll end up going to jail. Committing crimes in the street, joining gangs, doing gangster shit. Because that's all the stuff that Eazy-E promoted. But Eazy-E was clearly a pawn, an agent, there to distract young black men. Just like Tupac was, just like Biggie Smalls was, just like Jay-Z was, Nas, DMX, all of these rappers that we look up to are all agents working for the New World Order. Not the NWA, but the NWO. And they're put there to give little black kids that look like Eazy-E to influence them. Right? Start wearing, Chicago White Sox hats and going outside and beating up people and robbing people because they look at themselves like niggers with attitudes. Eventually end up in jail, in prison, with a criminal record, with a felony, and throw their whole life away and never be able to progress. And that's how they are able to control people with agents like this. So many people honor this man, look up to this man. This man was never on the side of the people who listen to his music. Who's to say he's even dead? This guy could very well be watching this video right now. A lot of these rappers fake their deaths. There's no doubt Tupac and Biggie did. Eazy-E, well, I don't know. But, just, stuff like this should ring an alarm. Like, Ice Cube's album called Lethal Injection, which came out on December 7th, 1993. And that matters because think about it. A lethal injection, a lot of people say that Eazy-E died from a lethal injection. Somebody stabbed him with AIDS. That's what Ice Cube. Who was it that said that? I think Suge Knight said that in one of his interviews. And then, lo and behold, his death was connected to the album Lethal Injection by Ice Cube. Notice it came out December 7th, and Eazy-E died 67 weeks later. But notice what it says here, right? Remember, he was diagnosed with AIDS on February 24th, which means he was diagnosed 444 days after the Lethal Injection album came out. And what we know about 444, think about Jay-Z's album 444, right? That's an important number because that's basically the same thing as saying 74. Because all the words, every word that equals 74 in gematria, using the alphabetical order, has Sumerian gematria of 444. So the word rapper equals 74 in the alphabetical order. And in the Sumerian cipher, it equals 444. That's why Jay-Z had that album, 444. Right? So all these words equal 74. Lucifer, Jewish, killing, Masonic. It's a lot of more other terms as well, but I was just able to put these because these are main terms that we want to look at. But there's a bunch of 74 words. 74 is a big number. But again, every word that equals 74 in the alphabetical order has gematria of 444 in Sumerian. So the rapper died in a Masonic Jewish ritual 444 days. Well, no. He was diagnosed with AIDS 444 days after the Lethal Injection album. He actually died. He died 474 days later. Remember, he died 30 days after being diagnosed with AIDS. Right? Think about it. Look at these numbers, right? 4774. Right? Again, going back to 74 and 444, they have those two numbers have a connection, 74 and 444. And just to show you that that's not a coincidence, notice this, right? Remember the film Straight Outta Compton came out in 2015? From his death, which was March 26, 1995, to the release of this film, notice it was 7447 days, right? 7,447 days after the death of Eazy-E, the film came out, Straight Outta Compton. Again, 7447, that sequence. Right? Rapper is 74. Killing is 74. Jewish is 74. Masonic is 74. Gematria is 74. English is 74. Big number, 74. And 47, remember those are the numbers. I mean, 47 is a reflection of 74, but there's 47 degrees on the Freemasonic compass. And you know what else is 47? Easy Does It, which is, I think, the name of his album. I will have to go back and check because, I did this I don't know if I wrote it down, but yeah, Easy Does It. Yeah. Easy Does It has gematria of 47 and the term rapper equals 74. So 74 and 47, huge numbers. The guy dies 474 days after the Lethal Injection album came out. The film Straight Outta Compton comes out 7,447 days after his death. And like I was saying, 474 days is also 67 weeks. And we know blood sacrifice is 67. Human sacrifice is 67. The name O'Shea Jackson is 67. That is Ice Cube's birth name. And what also equals 67 is the term West and Satanic. Right? So what else? Let's see. Like I said, this death is way more complicated than what I'm showing here, because this was a big name in the hip hop industry. But like I said in the beginning, I think with these details, we were able to see that I'm not convinced this man died from AIDS organically. I mean, even the day that they diagnosed him with AIDS looks very suspicious. On 224, I think Society of Jesus has gematria of 224, which I gotta verify, but I know the name Kobe Bryant equals 224, but I think the Society of Jesus does too. V Society. Yeah, there it is. That's an important date to the Jesuits. Like I said, when you write a V Society of Jesus, it has gematria of 224. Right, and he was diagnosed with AIDS on 2/24. So that's a huge number. And like I said, he died on his 201st day of his age, right? The Jesuit Order, which is another name for the Society of Jesus, equals 201. Just like the name of his record company. And then he died on 26/3, again, the 56 prime. So let's see. So we're going to do some live decodes because those are the things that I was able to gather up. And also going back to what I was saying about the film, Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton has gematria of 86, like Blood Sacrifice as well. And the name Eric Lynn Wright. But I have some more details down here. I wrote that, I mentioned this already. He died at 30 days after his diagnosis. N-word, slavery, AIDS. The name Ice Cube is also 30. The name Ice Cube is 30 and 42. What we know about that? Like, a nigger is 42 and 30. Slavery is 42 and 30. Which shows you that these rappers are not only being controlled by the Jesuits, but their names is also being given to them. And of course, AIDS has that famous number, right? 33 gematria. Like Masonry, secrecy, Compton. The word sex is 33. Even the word is gay 33. I gotta verify stuff before I write it. I think gay is 33 though. Yeah, it is. So look, the word gay is 33. The term sex is 33. Right? The reverse gematria. And AIDS is 33. And remember when AIDS first started coming out, they said that it was mostly gay people that was catching it. That's what, that was the rumors. They said that it was popular with the gay community. And just funny, isn't it funny that AIDS, sex, and gay are all 33 terms? They all equal 15 as well. Something to that as well. That 33-15 pairing that they have here. But notice AIDS is 30. Eazy-E died at 30 days after his diagnosis. Let's see what else. Okay, so I looked up that Straight Out of Compton. Not only was it a film, but it was also the debut album by the group NWA. And look at this. Look how funny this stuff is. How numerical it is. Notice what day they released this album. They released it on August 8th in the year 88. On 8/8 in the year 88. And of course, the term rapper is 88. Rappers 88. Notice the 74, like I said, right? 74 in the English alphabetical order. 88 in reverse. When you flip the alphabetical order in reverse. Right? Killing 74. Gematria, which is the language that these people operate by. 74 as well. There's a long list. Again, Jesus is 74. It's a long list. It's a long list of 74. Very important number, like I said. But and going back to 33, notice what day Boys in the Hood came out, the song by Eazy-E. It came out on March 3rd, which was the day also that Ronnie King was beat. And Eazy-E had a lot to do with that with the protests, the Ronnie King beating. Let me look up the Ronnie King beating dates. Well, I know it was on March 3rd, but what Ronnie King beating? What year was that? It was 91, right? So 91, that means Eazy-E was still alive. So I guarantee you Eazy-E was very involved in the protests because it happened in LA. It happened on the anniversary of his record, Boys in the Hood. Happened on the 4-year anniversary. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Nigga got it bad because he's brown. Let's see how you spelled fuck the police. Man, these people have been misleading the youth for years, man. So they spelled fuck the police with an A. The 58 stands out. Freemasonry is 58. So fuck the police actually came out before. Let me see. Release date. It came out before the Ronnie King beating. Yeah, it did. Came out in 88. Oh. You see that shit? Oh my gosh. You guys see that shit? Fuck the police was in Straight Outta Compton. Wait. No. Because it was Boys in the Hood. Okay, so no, forget that. Disregard that. Because I thought Straight Outta Compton came out on March 3rd. No, it was actually Boys in the Hood. I was about to say, like, because for a second I thought, fuck the police. That record was on the album Straight Outta Compton, but it wasn't. It was actually it was, but it wasn't. The song Boys in the Hood wasn't. Boys in the Hood came out in the year 87, the year prior, on March 3rd. So the Ronnie King beating happened on the anniversary of Boys in the Hood. Right? So let's see. Let's take a look at this. Again, this is the first time I'm looking at this, guys, so that's why all this stuff is we're doing a live decode. So there goes that 67 again. Boys in the Hood. I know there was also a film called Boys in the Hood as well. So Boys in the Hood came out March 3rd, 4 years prior to the Ronnie King beating. Now, fuck the police. This song came out a day. It was in the album Straight Outta Compton, which came out on 8/8/88. I know it says 8/9, but that's wrong. Came out 8/8/88. So fuck the police. Let's see. Eazy-E albums. Yeah, so his first album, Easy Does It, we saw it had Gematria of 67. Actually, you had Gematria of 47. But you guys notice something else as well? You see how they like to misspell words, right? And this is because they want to get the Gematria values. Because if Gematria didn't matter, they will be spelling these words correctly. Yeah, because the word easy is spelled this way, right? Does it is spelled this way. So how come they spelled it differently? It's because they want to get the numbers correct, right? Because I remember the song "Nothing But a G Thing" by Snoop Dogg. Look at this, nothing but a G thing. Look how they spelled the wording of this record. You see, it's totally misspelled. Nothing is not spelled this way, and thing is not spelled that way. But notice the gematria when you put it in the calculator. It has that magical number, 187, like Society of Jesus. And think about how Snoop Dogg says it's 187 on the undercover cop. That's why they misspelled these words, you know. They want to get the gematria value to match perfectly. Nothing but a G thing. It's 187 on the undercover cop. Oh man, that's how you prove that you can prove that the gematria matters and that it's being used every day with these rappers especially, and with these celebrity deaths. All right, so let's see what else. So the album came out on 8/8. We spoke about that. Rappers 88. The film came out 7,474 days after the death of Eazy-E. That's 7447 coding. He was diagnosed with AIDS 474 days after the Lethal Injection album came out. 4747. And 7 is the fourth prime number as well. Let's see. So Boys in the Hood, the film. Oh, you know what? He died 83 days after Cuban Gooding's birthday. Yeah, he has that January 2nd, 83 days. We know murder's 83. Yeah, because he died on the 85th day of the year. We know murder's 83. Boys in the Hood. And you know what? But this is what they did too. And back in those, well, they're still doing it today. Not only was they putting out gangster music, but they was also putting out a lot of gangster movies out as well. The 80s and 90s, and that's why gangs were so popular at that time. Man, what a trap, man. People really felt this is why people need to wake up, man. People really fell for the these people have absolute control over us, man. And it's because so many people are asleep. Think about the period where gangs ruled the most. It was in the 80s and 90s. And what was going on at that time? They was promoting gangster music. They was promoting gangster films, like Boys in the Hood, Scarface. I mean, let's look at all the gangster movies from the 80s. Right, Harlem Nights, right? People want to become black people, becoming gangsters and drug dealers. Because most of these movies were featuring black actors. Look at this. New Jack City. Menace to Society. And then you people ask yourselves, why there's so many black people in prison? This is the reason. It was all about design. King of New York. Dead Presidents. Juice. Belly. All of these movies had an influence. Sad, you know, people fell for this shit. South Central. And the reason people fell for it is because, you know, when you watch these movies, you relate to them. You know, you're a black person, you're growing up in the hood, get into some beef, you want to hang out with your homeboys, you know, one of your friends get killed. Next thing you know, you got to be in a car, you get in a car. I mean, that's what the Boys in the Hood was about. You know, they got into some beef. They got in a car and shot the guy that shot his man. And then people relate to that stuff. Then it happens to people in real life. And they're like, you know what? We got to do what Ice Cube did in Boys in the Hood. We gotta go right on those busters that did that to our friend. You know? End up doing 30 years. Throwing your life away because, you know, you saw Ice Cube do it in Boys in the Hood. It's really a trap, man, and it's unfortunate because people don't realize it is a trap because they don't see what's really going on, who's really scripting all this stuff. They continue to trust these rappers and these actors who are clearly sellouts, selling out people, you know. And then in the Jesuit order, they know how to do it. Right? You wanna target the black community? What better way than put a black face that they can relate to? This guy said, "Fuck the police." This guy was the police. It's not fuck the police. It's fuck the Catholic Church. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, you know what? This article brings up Ronnie King. So there you go. I knew it. I knew it was connected to Ronnie King. So let's see what it wrote here. NWA was also widely criticized for its graphic depictions of urban violence and rage. Of course, that's what their job was. The NWO hired the NWA and its misogynistic lyrics, but Wright defended the raps as documentary-like reflections of the reality of the ghetto life. 2 years later, after the police beating of Ronnie King, Wright claimed vindication. Of course, because it was all by design. He comes out with the song "Fuck the Police," and then they script out the Ronnie King beating. It's all about design. All about design. Oh, you know what? Dr. Dre. That's what we didn't mention in this video. So let's take a look at another Jesuit pawn. February, he has that 218. So Eazy-E was diagnosed 30, so that means six more days, 36 days. Eazy-E died 36 days after his birthday, 36. And you know what? That article came out on his 38th day of his age. Because the news was reported the next day. Which that was yeah, this article broke on March 27th. That was Dr. Dre's 38th day of his age. And we know Death, Murder, King, R.I.P. is 38. So the Eazy story broke on Dr. Dre's 38th day of his age. He was born on 2/18/1965. And this guy has had a bunch of rituals. I think one of his kids died by the numbers, and a big Jesuit ritual as well. Dr. Dre. Dr. Drake was 31. But this is what I was saying about Ice Cube. You see the 30 and 42? Just like the N word. So many terms equals 30 and 42. I think the name Martin, Malcolm X. The N word is 30 and 42, like slavery. So let's see. I think we got enough there. Let's see. Let's see what else we can dig up on Mr. Eazy-E, the gangster rapper. Let me see. NWA Group. Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but DJ Yella, MC Ren. DJ Yella rings a name. He rings a bell. I think he's that was their DJ. So he was born December 11th. Let's see. December 11th, 1994 to 3/26, 1995. Dead on his 106th day of his age. 106. DJ Yella. But I think the main members is Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and Eazy-E. Niggers with attitudes. More stereotype. Black people got attitudes. And people, the sad part is black people, they embraced that and thought that was part of their culture. Yeah, I'm black. I'm supposed to have an attitude. No. You're programmed. Your attitude comes from the programming. Let's see. Wikipedia. Okay, so Ruthless Records, funny. Isn't that funny? 201. So Eazy does it. Oh, so yeah, he had a beef with Dr. Dre. It's funny. None of his kids came out with AIDS. His wife that he had at the his girlfriend, she didn't get AIDS at all. It's just interesting. And interesting how AIDS works, huh? That's not what they told us in school, though. Oh, you can catch AIDS by having any blood contact with any person that has it. He announced his illness in a public statement on March 16th on 316, biblical number, 1995. Then he ended up dying 10 days after that. All these dates are biblical. 320, Roman Catholic Church is 320. And then he died on 26/3, the 56 pounds. It's the Jesuit order. He was buried on April 7th. Oh my God. On 4774. You see what I mean, you guys? This stuff is just a big ritual. Buried in a gold casket. Ooh. Okay, so let's look at that. So his final album after he died, Straight Off the Streets of Motherfucking Compton, came out. Okay, so January 30th. So let's see. Let's see how many days he waited to put out the last album of his career. 310, 44 weeks after his death. 300, you could say a span of 311 days, the 64th prime. And what was the name of that shit? Straight out of the motherfucking, straight off the streets of motherfucking Compton. Of course, it's misspelled because they want the right gematria. So what we got here? We got a 180. The 511. 511 is a prime. No, it's not. It's not a prime number. According to his son, Little Eazy-E's net worth was an estimated of $50 million at the time of his death. $50 million. So he was buried on April 7th. Yeah, he was buried on the 97th day of the year. Death is 97. That was. Huh. Of course, the guy was born on 7, right? Yeah, the 213th day of his age. Death is 213. 153 days before his birthday, when Jesuit order is 153. A day with 35 numerology, rap is 35. A day with 106 numerology, like Black and Black Power. His girlfriend was Tamika Woods. 47. Masonic. Her name is also 137 and 33rd prime. 61 like Jesus. He had 11 kids. Wright was also labeled as a thug. I mean, that's what the Jesuit order are, though. A bunch of thugs preying on poor black kids in the urban community to fill up their prison system. All right. All right, so I'm looking at the chat because I think we could probably end it there. Somebody says Suge Knight was connected to. Really? I didn't think Suge Knight had a connection with Eazy. Actually, he did, right? He had that interview. Says Suge Knight admits to killing Eazy-E. April 19th. That 19 plus 5. 25 days. Eazy died 25 days after his birthday. Let's see. Yeah, 24, 25 days. We know death is 25. Suge Knight is another head case, Supposed to be in the car but when Tupac died, and another pawn. Another pawn. He's 57. His name is 263. Oh my god! So he's supposed to be killed easy on 26/3. Oh Lord. Well, if he did poison Eazy-E, just this is why. I mean, look at it. The guy's name is Marion Hugh Suge Knight Jr. equals 263. Like the date Eazy-E was murdered on 26/3. So they probably had him. If he did do it, I don't know. Um, I don't know how much. I don't know. I don't know what to believe with these people, man. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the support. Yeah, bomb, vaccine. I think that's how you say it. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. All I ask for people just to hit the like and share the videos, because there's no point of making these videos if nobody's sharing it. Because how people gonna watch it? The point of this is to share it, so more people can come across it and learn from it. So Ron Walker says that the first time he ever saw NWA in the media, it was a news report about the new violent inner city. Yeah, because that was the plan. The plan was to get people to fall in love with these characters, so that way they can copy their style and be like them. This is how you're supposed to behave. Here I am with Rolex on a chain. You want to be like me? This is what you have to do. You have to terrorize your neighborhoods so that the police can come and grab you up. He had a song called 187 Killer. Oh my gosh. Let me look up this record right here. 187. Remember what we said about 187 and Dr. Dre? So it's called It's On Dr. Dre 187 Killer. I guess this was a Dr. Dre diss track. Actually, this was an album. It's the second EP released by the rapper Eazy-E and the last to be released during his lifetime. It released on October 19th, 1993. October 19th. So it says here that to the date, this is Eazy-E's most successful album. Okay. Oh, there it is. That 266. You know, Isu's Hamanan Salvatore equals 266. Again, this points at the Jesuits all over. The Jesuit numbers are all over this ritual. This was the Jesuit order who took out Eazy-E. A song called 187. The name of the album equals 266, like the Jesuit motto. So it was a response to Dr. Dre's debut album, The Chronic. Okay, so let's see. Man, this stuff is so it's so deep how they do it. It's like a big puzzle. So the release, the 12 15 92. 12 15 92. So 44 weeks later, you see how this stuff is all big. It was a big plan. So Dr. Dre comes out with The Chronic on December 15th, 1992. And then 44 weeks later, Eazy-E drops It's On, Dr. Dre, 187 Young Killer. 44 weeks, the kill number. You can say 308 days, right? Rappers 38. The Chronic. What's going on, Topsy? Thank you for joining us. So let's see what else you guys got. I appreciate that. Yeah, that 42 poem. Yeah, I think it's still on my channel. 42 people in the room. Somebody says I barely come on. No, it's not that. It's just I be very busy, man. But I'm always on Instagram. I told people to follow me on Instagram because I don't stop posting on there. I post there every day because it's way easier for me to post on Instagram. I put up stuff every single day on Instagram. Oh, and I was reading some of the comments you guys left because I wrote, name this rapper. I don't know if this is a real picture or not, but this picture went viral on Twitter. It looks very real to me, of the Pope wearing his bubble jacket. I don't know. He just looks like a rapper to me, and the names that you guys came up with, it was fucking hilarious, yo. You guys saw this? The lottery, the Mega Millions was at 322 million. I'm telling you, man, all this stuff is controlled. Stop spending your money on Mega Millions. You're not gonna win that. It's all ritualistic stuff to steal your money, keep you poor. And I post every single day on Instagram. Every single day. I just learned that dinosaurs became extinct after Event 201. Something I looked up on Wikipedia. And notice the term dinosaur used in Frank Baconis' cipher equals 201. They've been doing this from the beginning, you guys, using the same numbers. We just spoke about that with Eazy-E, who died on his 201st day of his age. The founder of Ruthless Records, which equals 201, like the Jesuit order. I'm also doing the sports stuff every single day. Like, look at this. On St. Patrick's Day, the team with the leprechaun logo, the Celtics, picked up their 49th win on St. Patrick's Day when St. Patrick's is 49. And there's so many other examples, man, with sports. I'll be here for days, man. Yeah, so the reason. Oh, what about Nate Dogg, who died on the 74th day of the year? Going back to what we were saying about Eazy-E and the 74 coding. Nate Dogg, who was in the song Lay Low, died from a stroke on the 74th day of the year. Notice stroke is 88 and 74, like Lay Low, like rapper. He died on March 15th, the 74th day of the year. And remember, all of these terms equal 74. Rapper, killing, Jesus Christ. This code is known as simple English gematria. All three of those words equal 74. The term occult, Jewish, Lucifer, cross, parables, Masonic, Messiah, gospel, Tupac, Machiavelli, the name Biggie Smalls, the name Nipsey, all have gematria of 74. So think about a rapper dying from a stroke on the 74th day of the year. So yeah, so follow my Instagram. It's Simple Truth Television, just one word. I got over 1,200 posts on there already. So I never stop working. I just, I don't have time to do a 1 hour live stream like today. But I think we can close it out with Eazy-E. Like I said, this guy was another pawn put on the stage to mislead our community, our young black kids. Our children were listening to this man's music. Well, not my children, but the older. I'm speaking to the older audience. Your children was listening to this man, and he was just pouring poison in their ears. And they make sure that if you wasn't listening to the rap, we'll put it in the movies. So somehow, some way, you're gonna get this information. If you're a black man in the urban community, this is how you're supposed to behave, like the characters in Boys in the Hood. That's what they won't tell you. That's why people ask, oh, why there's so many black people in prison? It's because it's racism. It's more than that. It's programming. It's stuff like this. And like I said, who knows if this man even died, But thanks everybody for joining us. Please hit the like button. Rest in peace to this piece of shit, Eazy-E. And I'll be back soon. Enjoy the rest of your week and your Sunday. Peace.